couple interesting stats that I thought is that studies showed that on average, a negative experience can exert these psychological effects, mind, on your body for approximately 4 hours. You
Wow,
get that
stress.
endorphin rush, and that 4 hours is how long it takes the endorphins to kind of remain and eventually get flushed out of your system. So if you think about this, you have a negative experience, and I'm talking about you're coming into work, someone cuts you off, you slam on brakes, everybody's screaming and cussing, you're wound up, you're not worth much for the next 4 hours.
Mm-mm. That's right.
Two of those negative experiences in the course of a day, and you're shot. I mean, how much productive time are you really going to be able to get in? Truly productive time if you're still dealing with
That's right.
those on a daily basis. And I would bet that you would probably know some people in our listeners would probably know some folks that have gone through that before, that everything's a crisis, everything's a big deal, everything is just, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. How productive do you think they are during the day?
Not very.
Not so much, not so much. So how can this really, so how can folks take this and put this together and use it in their team? I mean, you mentioned about IQ being really static and emotional intelligence not quite as much.
Hmm. So one of the things we need to do, people need to become aware of what their emotional quotient is, and there's some great assessments on the market that do that. Dave and I handle some very fine ones that we use with our clients. But that's the first place. You got to start to measure what is your emotional quotient to begin with. That's where you have to go from the beginning. Where are you? Do an inventory. Once that assessment comes back, now we've got some workable points. We can work with that individual to coach them, to help them actually develop that emotional quotient by doing certain exercises, certain thought processes, certain activities that are going to allow them to re-engage their emotional development, and as a result, move that needle like we talked about earlier.
Absolutely.